Welcome everybody. Y'all ready for this? The Hustle. My name is Steve Aramopoulos, and these are my co-hosts.
I'm Talia.
And I'm Tech Luciano. You may have heard me on radio, you may have never heard of me at all, but that's okay.
Y'all gon' learn today. Your whole life was a struggle, had to make it out the jungle. This is a show for you. Welcome to the hustle. Under pressure, never break a fold. Keep chasing your goals until you blow. Now, welcome to the hustle.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Hustle Podcast. And we are stuffed. We just had a feast in the background right over there. Our good friend Raziq Khan from Mama Khan's restaurant just brought an amazing meal.
A plethora of delicious food.
A plethora of delicious Pakistani food. Tell us a little bit about what we ate, man.
So basically, I brought them two signature dishes. I brought them the lamb karai, which is basically tomato-based, salt, pepper, and I can't give away the rest of the recipe. And then I also give you guys a kebab, which is basically minced veal. Looks like a hamburger, but it's much better than a hamburger.
That was the star of the show for me.
Delicious. And the yogurt thing.
Yeah, and I also gave them chutney, which is basically yogurt, coriander, a little bit of mint, and a little bit of green chilies just to spice it up.
And we can't forget the dessert, though.
Oh, yeah. We gave them kheer. Kheer is basically rice pudding, nice little bit almonds in it. So just
Some cardamom, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And just to wash it down.
Well, it was delicious. Thank you very much.
Yeah, bro.
We
Thank
needed
you. Appreciate
lunch, you know what I
that.
mean?
It's my pleasure.
That was breakfast for me. I don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about. That shit was
breakfast for
delicious.
Me too.
We had a long day of podcasting.
Yes, we
so
did.
You rolled
My pleasure,
in
man.
at the right time.
Yeah. That's what you got to do, man.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, bro. Tell us about your upbringing, Parc Ex and everything.
Yeah.
I met you through when I had the restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, a little bit about myself. I'm 27 years old. I grew up in Parc Ex. Been living there for 27 years. How I know Steve is that he opened up a restaurant/cafe once upon a time, and I helped him do delivery very early on. But I knew him outside of the restaurant based on because he grew up in my neighborhood. I seen him used to do music videos on Sinclair Laird. And when you're from Parc Ex, everything's small. It's like literally 8 blocks up and 8 blocks across. You have TMR from the left side, and then you have the train tracks on the right side. So you're basically stuck in a maze, and you're basically bumping into everybody on a daily basis. Like even if you like the person, if you don't like the person, you're bumping into them.
Well put.
And that basically, my upbringing was very strict. My dad was very strict on me. We're a Muslim household, so we're very reserved. I grew up. I did my school. I went to Vanier, graduated. Then I went to Concordia. Did a year and a half. I wanted to be a social worker when I wanted to Concordia. But then I realized in Concordia, you can't be a social worker. You need to go to McGill to get the social worker degree. So McGill was something I was not able to go to. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to drop off. I did security after that. So I did 5 years of security. I did a bunch of clubs. I did a bunch of private events. And then I took a break from security and I wanted to pursue like a different education. So I did aircraft assembly. So basically I went to trade school. I finished it, but I didn't do my stage because I opened up the restaurant. So basically we opened the restaurant May 26th, 2021. We opened on St.Denis, 4147.
Hey.
But before that, we did a ghost kitchen. So basically what a ghost kitchen is that we went to some industrial area and we rented our kitchen for a couple hours. We tried it out. And the crazy thing about that is that we had support from a lot of people. So basically a lot of friends, a lot of family came through and we were like, okay, you know what? We have something going on and we want to build on it. So we opened the restaurant, my brothers and I. I have 2 brothers, an older brother and a younger brother. Raziq, Rizwan, shout out to them.
Shout out.
Yeah. So we did that. We started off at 4147 St. Denis. We were there for a year. And honestly, it was like, everybody eats food. But, when you go to a restaurant and you get that type of service and you get that type of food, people will show you love. And basically, when we started, we opened for a year and we had almost over 400 reviews. And we're at 4.9. Right now, we're sitting at 4.9 with 518 reviews. I don't know if you guys know any other restaurants that's highly rated. Personally, I don't.
No, that's lit though.
Yeah, so basically we knew we were doing something. So then we had the opportunity to move next door to a bigger place. So we stopped. We just reopened. It's been 4 weeks and a half. And we're in a much bigger location, 4135 St. Denis. It's a much bigger place because we were like every day when we're at the old restaurant, we were being booked, but we didn't have enough tables. So we're potentially losing on clients, right? So we took an opportunity that was approached to us and we executed on it. And now that's what basically is going on with Mama Khan now is that we're in a much bigger place so we could cater to our guests in a much better way. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, the next question I know Steve wants to ask you, I'm jumping in line here, motherfucker, is so why food? Because I mean, like you went through all of these things. You wanted to be a social worker, and listen, I bounced around myself. Pause. You wanted to be a social worker. You did the aircraft thing. You did security. You did all of these things. How'd you land on food, bro?
Food, honestly, one thing about me is that I'm a very people. So basically, when I look at somebody, I want to talk to them. I want to get to know them. I want to like see everybody's different. And you don't know nobody, what they're going through, what they've been through. So I'm the type of person where that's the reason why I want to be a social worker. I grew up in Parc Ex, and we don't have the type of resources when you're growing up. You know how it is, Steve. It's like nothing's given to us. You have to either, there's three possibilities at a Parc Ex. You either become a star athlete, you either in your books, or you go hit the streets. It sounds crazy to say that, but that's basically the outcomes when you're coming from an upcoming neighborhood, you know? Right now it's gentrified. They built the condos. They're kicking out the brown families. They're kicking out a lot of immigrants out. And there's students that rent a bedroom of like a house 4 rooms. They're paying $800 per room. And you're kicking out those families
a lot of subletting right now.
Yeah.
Dividing a small apartment into four rooms, and you're charging like $2,400 at total.
For a bunch of fucking hipsters.
Yeah. So when I see things like that,
cocksuckers,
I feel like I have to enter in a way where I'm able to make a image out of myself. So basically the restaurant is something that is just a base level. It's something I want to do more of it. I want to do it in a way where, like, for example, the restaurant's called Mama Khan. It's named after my mother. So basically, when we opened the second time, we opened on her birthday. Where we want to like basically do is that we want next year, we want to call it Mama Khan Day. So basically, we want to do something back to basically the public. So we want to give back where we could do like a day of basically you come, you eat for free. So just to get a little give back to the community, because at the end of the day, we come from the community. I come from the community. So it's like, if I can't give back to where I came from, then it doesn't make me who I am. That's the reason why I pursued. I love to cook. And cooking is a thing that you could interact with somebody from different, you don't need to speak to somebody. You give them something, you try them out, and they're going to tell you from the smile of their face and expression. It's like a universal language. It's like a non-verbal expression. It's like, you see them eat it, their eyes light up. They'll tell you, like, I had customers that offered my mother to go to Dubai. I swear to God, to go to Dubai and open up a restaurant with them.
Wow.
Because it's like, the food it's different, man. It's like, there's love in between it. There's love into it. There's time. It's nothing that, I buy pre-packed and I put in a microwave and call it a day.
Right.
So it's something that my mother puts hard work into it.
And you can feel the difference. That's what me and Talia were talking about off camera. Like me personally, I just ate a lot. Like I went in, I was hungry.
I ate a lot too.
But I don't feel heavy right now. And it's like, and you can feel the difference between like quality food that's prepared in a real way as opposed to like pizza who just gets frozen dough from out of a truck and serves it on a plate. You know what I mean? You feel it.
That's what we aimed from the beginning, is because we wanted to give, it takes time. It takes time to prepare. It takes time to you get the delivery. You have to make sure thank God, I have my best friend's a butcher. So me, when I get my meat, I'm getting it from the best source. Shout out to Swadesh. That's like another Parc Ex store. It's basically on Curbs, Ogilvy, if I remember correctly. That's my guy. So basically, whenever he has some good lamb coming in or some good veal coming in, he puts that to the side for me.
Yeah, shout out to Swadesh.
Yeah, so basically, I'm blessed because it's like everything's not given to me, but everything's been set up to me in a way where I'm able to grab from. Okay, my friend supplies this. Okay, I'm gonna grab it from him. Oh, my other friend supplies this. I'm gonna grab it from him. Just to have that relationship with someone on the basis that you know him.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I'm a Muslim, so I have to sell everything halal. That's another thing about that. Another thing that happened in restaurants is that a lot of people want to do wine. Bring your own wine. We can't do that because that goes against the value.
Yeah.
And it closes door, it opens door. But honestly, if I be very honest with you, it doesn't cross my mind like I should sell alcohol. It never crossed my mind where like I need to sell alcohol to sell my food. That's why majority of times when people ask me, can I bring my alcohol? I tell them straight up, I want you to eat this food with a clear mind. So you could taste it. I don't want the alcohol to influence you, and I'm not saying alcohol does influence you, I'm just saying, like,
I mean, enough of it surely will.
Well, surely will, yeah, for sure,
You're
but-
just shoving shit in your face. At
How
that
many
point.
times late night you start binging on some
I know
food? It's
McDonald's is
terrible.
delicious.
Yeah.
Like,
Terrible, but you're
yeah,
wasted.
you guys call Bustan. People tell me Bustan's the best shishtaouk, and I'm going like, no, it's,
it's
not.
definitely not, though. It's not. It's
microwave.
really not.
It's definitely
Go
not
to the
the
one in
best.
Crescent. There's like 4 microwave there, and I'm
Yeah,
going
no,
like, yo, how you guys eat that?
It's not
You know?
popping, bro.
It ain't it.
Shots fired.
Yeah,
You fucking right. Shots fired.
If I can guarantee you, we do not need to be drunk to enjoy your food. Like, I was happy dancing. I don't know if you noticed. I was
Yeah,
like,
for
happy
sure,
that
for
I was making moves with my hands that like
She was taking her clothes off. Basically, is what was happening.
I was
It
making
goes
love
back-
to it.
It goes back to what you were saying. Like you're making food so it can touch people. You know what I mean, bro? It's like you brought us into your home. It's like we ate a nice home cooked meal.
Yeah.
You know, everything tasted delicious, fresh, and that brings people together.
That does. It's something people don't really realize. People, when they eat food, they eat fast. They stand up. They eat. Food is not something you're supposed to eat standing up. It's supposed to be you take your time, enjoy it with your family.
Oh, you're
I mean, we
standing,
were
yeah.
standing.
Yeah, no. There's nothing about that. There's nothing about that. But I'm just saying, like, you know, like food is something that, like you said, it brings you together. That's what it's supposed to do. It's like you could be from different parts of the
You
world.
pass the naan to somebody.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, bro? You're sharing plates.
You're
doing-
sharing. You break the piece. You give it to
You're
him.
just like, here.
That's how it is. It's love. It's out of
That's
love.
really
It's not
good.
out of. It's like here, take it. You know, it's crazy, man. You know.
Yeah, it nourishes the soul. You know what I mean? Eating a meal like that, you feel like you've just ate something really great.
Yeah.
Your body feels healthy, and then you reflect on eating a trio at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, dude, I never feel good after eating.
No, it's
You never
filth,
feel
bro.
good. You know what I mean? You always feel like groggy and shitty after
Yeah,
30
yeah.
minutes.
Like, I feel amazing right now. Normally, like I eat and I go into food coma, but like I feel like energized from that.
Yeah, I'm happy about it. I'm happy you guys loved it, and it's something that it's honestly it's like my pleasure to you guys. You guys invited me. The least I could do is make sure bring you something that's to a standard to your guys, right? Like you guys could have told me the food was whack. I'd have been like, okay, but it's like I brought you the best I could bring just to make you guys happy. You know? And those 2 are my signature dishes. That's the 2 dishes that majority of everybody that comes to my restaurant, out of 8 tables, 6 of them will be eating it. So it's something that we really push on and something that we want to show to the rest of the world, right?
Okay, so now you have the new location. It's been 4 weeks. How's it going so far?
Yeah, honestly, I've been getting a lot of customers. They've been like, "Oh, you guys left. You guys didn't put no notice on the board." Because look, honestly, it's my first time. My family, we run a restaurant. We don't know nothing about the restaurant. We don't know things about where when you leave, you're supposed to put a paper on the wall or some
Say
shit
new
on the door.
location.
And moving to a new location. So we did things not bad, but we didn't do it to a point where it was professional. So we disappeared for 2 months, and then 2 months and just 4 weeks ago, we just popped up out of nowhere. But the crazy thing about it is that we literally moved next door. So it's like,
at least
so it's like, and I didn't go to a different city or like a different neighborhood. I literally one next door. So, you know, alhamdulillah, like a lot of customers came back and they were happy. They were like, yo, we actually missed you. I never knew people would react like that. I'm just a restaurant. Like, I'm not offering you I'm not offering you no friendship. You know, it's like, yeah, we have a customer client type of relationship, but I never knew I touched people to the point where they were telling me like, yo, we missed you guys. So it was a pretty crazy feedback that we received, and it's like something that pushes us to do more now, you know? So it's like we know what we have going on and we just want to improve on it.
Very nice.
That's lit, man.
Yeah.
What do you see? We have this location. Do you see any more locations opening up? Or you just want to focus on this one right now?
Honestly, like a lot of people tell me to franchise, but I feel like it's diluting what you're doing.
Yeah.
I feel like I want everybody to come anywhere part of the world. I have a lot of customers that come from abroad, like the States, and they tell me like, you're on my bucket list. You're basically one of the restaurants we want to try out before we go back. If I have like 8 franchises, let's say I have 2, 3, I'm diluting what I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're losing control of what's coming out of the kitchen at the end of the
You
day.
just
Yeah.
want to be like a staple in the city, and that's
I want to be the place where, for example, Marvin's. Marvin's is only one Marvin's. You're not gonna go anywhere else and find another Marvin's. That's another Parc Ex restaurant, right? So it's basically when you go there, no matter where you are, you're gonna go there, and that's what I want to focus on.
No, that's a great way to think about it. Because at the end of the day, if you have a second location, you can't always be there.
Exactly.
You can't make sure things are going the way you want them to go.
Yeah.
So focus on one. Make it the best you can make it.
Exactly.
And maybe down the line, you want to do something else. Maybe you want to open up a second restaurant. That's not even Mama Khan's. Maybe you got a second concept in your brain. You know?
Yeah. It's crazy you were saying that.
Are you with, do you guys do delivery services, Uber Eats?
Uber Eats,
Yeah, we're basically on Skip the Dishes, DoorDash, Uber Eats. We have a website, mamacon.ca, and basically you can order on the website 10% off. And basically we have a delivery fee of $4, if I remember correctly. And that sends you a driver out and they send you the food. So it's like, we don't have no personal delivery drivers. I'll be honest with you. We're a family-run restaurant. So it's like my mother and I, she's the head chef. I'm her like right-hand man. And then I have my little cousin Zainab. Shout out to her. She makes the most amazing naans, you know. And then I have my aunt, which she puts in work as well, you know.
That's beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
That's a true family-run
business,
restaurant.
Yeah.
You said you guys opened up 2021.
Yeah.
Pandemic times.
Yeah.
Bro, how difficult was it to like pay the bills and just
Honestly, shout out to my little brother because he was the one he was in charge of that, you know, and he was the one doing all the finance and when it comes to the computer type of vibe, you know. And it was very hard. I'll be honest with you, it even became harder when they would push the vaccine. So like there's a couple guys that came, like families that came, and I had to refuse them because I'm not trying to get fined, man.
No kidding, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, like 4K,
true?
I can't pay 4K out of my pocket. You know,
you feel like something might happen to you legally, and the customer, whoever came, feels like you sort of like you can't come in. You shun them. You know what I mean?
and
So that's like a bad. Nobody wins on that one.
yeah, it's like, you know, it's they take it personally because they might think it's because of you, but like, you know, when it comes to the law, you can't cut corners, right?
No, and I mean, let's be honest. I think the Watchdog would watch your restaurant a lot faster than Jean-Guy's puts in down the block. You know what I mean? Let's be real. Like,
You know, if you realize a lot of these language police, you know, the laws, they focus small restaurants. They don't
Yeah,
focus big
100%.
restaurants. They're never going to focus that big restaurant. They focus little restaurants because we don't have money to go
Exactly.
and lawyer up. You know, I'm not going to spend money on a lawyer just to beat a fine. It's like, I'd rather do things legally on the right path, right book. If I'm going to lose a customer, if I lose 2 customers, it is what it is. And in the end of the day, look, vaccine passport stopped and the light at the end of the tunnel became light, you know, like we overcome situations. There's obstacles with everything, right? And that was just one obstacle that we overcame. And look, now we're in a bigger place and we're able to do things more freedom-wise because now there's no more vaccine. You know?
thank God.
At least.
So, you know,
Well, you had to do what you had to do for the time that was happening. So, and like, you're not in a position where like you are a bigger franchise and that like you can afford having these fines and like, you know, having your customers fined as well. It takes one Karen to come into the store.
yeah.
It's like,
And it happened before where to the point where I wasn't wearing my mask properly because they went above your nose. I'm not going to put above my nose because I'm trying to breathe, you know. And the girl walked in, she see me under my nose, she walked out. You know, I found it funny because I'm going like, okay, at least you could have told me to put it back. I'll put it over my nose. There's no worries. If you have that type of if you're uncomfortable, no worries. I'll put it over my nose.
But it just never made sense anyway.
Never
Like
made sense.
this tiny piece of cloth is gonna, like, I'm preparing you food. So like, even if I'm wearing a tiny piece of cloth over my nostrils, yeah, like if I got it, you're getting it regardless. I'm preparing food. It's the most intimate thing in the world.
You
Like,
walk in, you sit 5 steps away, take off your mask. Whatever's in the air is in the air. You know what I mean?
Bro, they don't want to they stopped pushing plastic straws because it's bad for the environment. Now we have plastic. Come on, now you just,
The amount of
you know how many garbage we threw?
no
no one talks
garbage,
about that.
those toxic garbage all on the ground. Come on, bro.
No one
let's
talks
not even
about that.
start with the PCR tests that are all plastic. Like everyone going out to get tested to travel. Like they just like
Yeah, I think if I
boot it up.
heard correctly on the news this week, the throughout how many millions worth of tests?
I don't know.
The PCR tests.
no, they're pieces. They don't even work. The things.
They threw them out. Like they had them overstocked, and now that they don't need them anymore, they just dumped them in the garbage. Millions of dollars worth. So, like, come on, right there, it's just showing you
It
that
shows you, yeah.
it was something that just got everybody irked up, people divided. You know what I mean?
That's what it was.
It didn't benefit anybody, and at the end of the day, you're losing customers. People are feeling a certain way because they think you're targeting them and their beliefs. So. Good thing that this is all done with.
Yeah,
now,
it's all
and
done,
We're
yeah.
back to normal.
Onward and upward.
Yeah.
And good thing you guys were able to like stay above water even throughout the pandemic, right? Like you guys.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's a lot of...
It was probably hard, but
it
you
was
guys are still
super
here.
hard. Because remember, we don't come from a background in restaurants. We were, my younger brother, Rizwan, is an insurance broker. My older brother, he's in right now in Bishop University for Computer Sciences. So it's like, none of us, even though my older brother worked at Five Guys, my little brother worked at Domino's, no one had that.
Not the same thing.
It's not the same
all.
thing. So it's like, we had each other. We had my mother, my mom. Shout out to my mom. That's especially, you know, Mama Khan is the G. You know, and she's a stand-up woman, you know, and a little known fact about her is that she's a nurse. So basically, before we opened up a restaurant, we're only open from 3 to 9 from Tuesday to Sunday because my mom works in the morning.
Okay.
My mom is a nurse and she does her shift and then she comes and cooks.
Damn.
That's another fact about my mom. And she's a little woman. She's like 5'2". If you see the logo of Mama Khan, that's literally the picture of my mom. Green eyes, beautiful green eyes, glasses, a little hijab. And never did she take a day off. She's been working for Cilici. So basically she's like elderly, takes care of the elderly, bathes them, cooks for them, you know, whatever they need. At 4 o'clock in the morning, they have her number. She goes and gets up. She wakes up every day at 5 o'clock in the morning. She does her shift, and then she comes and cooks.
Hustler.
Yeah.
She's a hustler, exactly. You guys should have her on the podcast, honestly. She's an immigrant woman that came here at a very young age. She bought her first building. She bought her first house. So she came from nothing. We were a very Pakistani family. So it's like... and plus, in our culture, a woman does not go to work. Believe it or not, in Pashtun, because specifically, I'm Pashtun. I'm from Peshawar, and in our culture, is more like the men go work, and then the men go make money. In my household, it's very different. My mother goes to work. Mother go makes money. Then it was
Okay.
Big, bro.
Your mom working in the healthcare industry and everything.
Yeah.
She's taking care of you. In what's it called? The sense like she's actually taking care of you hospital-wise.
Yeah, exactly.
And then she's making food for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So she's taking care of you in all aspects of life, bro.
Yeah. I'm blessed. To be honest, I'm so grateful for my mother, you know. And yeah, that's pretty much who she is, you know. And I can go on and talk about her all the time, but you know, that'll be
I feel like mom deserves a vacation, bro.
yeah, mom does. My mom
need
does.
to send her somewhere nice, man.
Yeah, it's the crazy thing about it. She just came back from Pakistan.
Oh, word?
But she went to Pakistan just to buy, like basically in our restaurant, we really want to focus on the Pakistani culture. Because the plates that we have is all from Pakistan. The cloth on the table is from Pakistan.
Oh, wow.
The utensils from Pakistan. So before she came back from Pakistan, she brought 9 luggages worth of item. Not 9 luggages, like a couple luggages filled of items. Just to bring that Pakistani culture and represents us.
Authenticity.
Because I'll be honest with you, a lot of people have Pakistani restaurants, but they call it Indian. Because Indian sells. Indian food is more bigger than Pakistani food. So even before we opened up the restaurant, we were thinking about it. My younger brother was thinking about it. And I told him, you know what? Let's stick to what we are. Because if we're just only 2 restaurants Pakistani, it's even better now. Because we're going to stand out.
Yep.
And, you know, food is a type of thing where no matter what culture, what background it is, if it's good, it's good.
Yep.
Everybody will come from no matter wherever it is. You can label it anything. If it's fire, it's fire. People would literally travel hundreds of kilometers just to try it.
Well, it's definitely fire. I can tell you that.
Hey.
Like you mentioned something that a lot of restaurants put that Indian,
Yeah.
Pakistani, Sri Lankan, like the
You see that in Parc Ex too.
everywhere.
You see grocery stores.
grocery stores too,
Yeah.
right? And you're right. I think they're catering to that demographic because they don't want to lose
Yeah.
the what's it called, the uneducated Frenchman that doesn't know exactly what he's
Damn.
doing.
Yeah. It's true.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, is he wrong?
No, he's not, but disclaimer. Shit.
So they come, they sit down, and they're like, "Oh, we're eating Indian food."
Yeah.
Well, they don't know what they're eating, but it tastes good. So
Tastes
I like
good.
the fact that you stayed true to yourself.
For sure.
Yeah, you
for
didn't
sure.
fold on naming it Indian food just to
Nah,
get more customers.
exactly. You
It's
gotta-
the right way to go.
You gotta stand by yourself. If it's just you in a room and by yourself, it's even better because now it's I'd rather be by myself than be with 10 other restaurants competing with each other. I compete by myself. I don't see nobody as competition because that's not who we are. We literally focus on ourselves and how can we be better and how can we improve. It's like I have there's many Pakistani Indian restaurants in Parc Ex. They're all like all together and they all want to like grab everybody's clients. Us, we're different. Us, we just focus on, you know, at the end of the day, alhamdulillah who we comes and alhamdulillah who doesn't come. You know, for us, it's like we're very we're religion oriented where we believe in God. So at the end of the day, what's written for us is written for us. I can't change my future. Like you could just improve on it, right? You could just do certain things that make it easier for you.
Yeah, be the best that you can be. The outcome is already
Yeah,
it's already
predefined.
You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
You mentioned that it's you, your siblings, and your mom.
Yeah.
Has it always been that way, or like
Aspect of restaurant or growing up?
Growing up?
Growing up, honestly, we all took a different approach in life. Like my oldest brother was an athlete. He was a fan. He used to play basketball at Vanier. He was a AA basketball player. My younger brother was a computer. Believe it or not, my younger brother used to fix computers at a very young age. So my aunts used to have come with computer problems, used to fix it. And me, I took a very different approach. I was more, I used to go out a lot. I used to chill at the park a lot. I used to play basketball. Like we used to play cops and robbers, you know. I used to be a very like, you used to see me on the edge. Like I used to be very outside. An approach, we were somewhat close, but we were somewhat distant from each other, you know. Like my brother used to go to, at a young age, when he was in Laurel Hill, he used to go to New York and like Albany to play basketball. So it's like I never really had a relationship with my brother on a basis like that. So my younger brother, I had a relationship with him just based on he was just home all the time. So we connected like that. And growing up was, I was around my friends more than anybody else, you know, my family, my cousins. I have a lot of cousins, believe it or not, you know. And shout out to all my cousins, you know. I'll start naming them, but there's a lot of cousins, you know. So yeah, they know who they are. So shout out to them, you know. Yeah.
So is your mom, is their dad in the picture or?
Yeah, my dad's in the picture, but at a young age, when I was in elementary school, St. Laird, he got into a car accident, you know, and that's something that we don't really talk about because it's a very negative aspect. And a lot of people hear about it and they become like, oh, I'm so sorry for you and things like that. It's part of life, you know, and at a young age, I really accepted it. And my dad, he was still in my life. He was a very strict father. He used to tell me, believe it or not, I have a curfew of 11 o'clock I'm 25, 26, 27, 11 o'clock. And then one thing about me is I always respected my parents. You know, it's something that a lot of my friends at a young age used to tell me, why don't you fight back? Why don't you get a longer curfew? And it's something like some people don't understand, you know, like I can't really break down my household, but like when something happens to your father, you have to give him respect even more now because, you know, what they say for you is the best for you. It's not like they say something with an evil intention. They're trying to put you astray, you know. They tell you there's nothing. My mom tells me to this day, there's nothing good after 11 o'clock. There's nothing good after 12. You're not doing nothing unless you're doing something. Majority of the time,
I usually say 2 a.m.
She's really
2 a.m. I say never go out after 2 a.m.
You see 2 a.m. So everybody has their own different time. And my dad, you know, is very strict, you know, and I appreciate it because he showed me value. That, like an example, work. Time management, I'm always on time, no matter what it is. It's 15, 30 minutes, I'm always on time. That's something my dad taught me. Something that a lot of people don't really value, let's be honest. Like, you know, you have a couple friends that you tell them, okay, let's meet up at 1 o'clock.
I fucking hate that, dude.
Yeah, you know, and thank God I was always the type, you can ask any of my friends, I was always been that guy that, okay, I'm always there ahead of time. I used to meet up with my friends back in the days, and I used to walk to their house and meet them at his house because I couldn't wait, you know? So it's like, that's
where you at? I'm outside, motherfucker.
I'm outside your house,
relate.
you know? So that's something that, you know, alhamdulillah, my dad taught me that, you know, he taught me a lot of different things, but that's something that's very stuck in my head, you know? Yeah.
No, that's a great values he instilled on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little
Okay, buddy.
dry over here.
You all right, man?
You good?
What do I want to say? Yeah, I'm good now. I'm good. So walk us through, like, bro, we're hearing all this restaurant talk.
Yeah.
We're hearing family talk. What does Raziq like to do on his days off? Like, what do you do, bro, just for as a hobby? You know what I mean?
For as a hobby, honestly, I like to write. I'm not in the right where, like, rapping wise. I like to do a lot of like quotes. I like to do a lot of poetry. I like to do a lot of sayings. You know, my friends think me of a wise guy, you know? So I have a lot of like 1-2 bars. I have a lot of 1-2 quotes that I like to explain. And it's something that I like doing. I used to be a gamer before back in the days. And I used to like to game a lot. But that's something that I just stopped doing. I like to play basketball. That's one of my other hobby. And honestly, other than that, nowadays, it's just work. I work 7 days a week. I work from 10 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And right now, it's like, that's the only thing I like to do, to be honest. So my passion is just to be better at what I'm doing, is learning recipes from my mother, watching YouTube videos. I never been that person to watch documentaries of video, like how to learn business. That's not my thing, to be honest. Business is, I feel like you learn it from experience. You learn it from failure, exactly. Yep. You learn it from life experience. You learn it
trial
from
and error.
So it's something that I never watch videos on how to sell stuff and how to be a businessman. It's something that just came to me, you know, at a young age. From selling chocolate bars at St. Laird to like selling food now, you know? So it's like something that I've evolved during time. Yeah.
It's dope. Tell us, what other big plans do you have in the future? Like besides restaurant stuff, like
Yeah.
do you want to travel? Do you want to maybe go back to Pakistan, do
Yeah.
something over there?
Honestly, I wanna expand on Mama Khan to a point where I wanna do more than just be a restaurant. I wanna have a type of relationship with my customers where they can bring their kids after school program type of vibe, you know, something that I wanna like. I'm a very community person. I'm a very person where I look out for others. I might not look out for myself, but I put someone else's thing before myself. What we want to do with Mama Khan is that I want to like make it to a point where we're big enough where we're able to help other people. Like even if it's just giving out school supplies, giving out school bags, giving out like lunch food, because you believe it or not, a lot of young kids, they probably go hungry.
100%.
You know, I want to do something where I'm able to teach them how to cook, you know, maybe teach them 1-2 dishes that's very simple to cook, because believe it or not, Pakistani cuisine is very simple. Every dish starts with tomatoes and onions. That's basically the start of every dish. You just boil some chickpeas, you throw it in, you mix it up, boom, you have chickpeas. You're good to eat for the day. So it's something that I wouldn't say no one really taught anybody, but I see a lot of studio sessions for young kids. I see a lot of creative thing, but no one really came with a cooking approach.
Yep.
No one really came. And cooking, to be honest, is cheaper than buying something. You go to a grocery store, you spend $5, you're able to eat. You spend $10, you're able to eat, and you're able to eat for multiple days. You're able to cut it down and break it down, and boom, you're good for 3 days. I feel like that's a skill that a lot of people need to have, cooking. It's simple, it's easy, it's literally cheating. You have to watch somebody and copy their movement. That's literally cooking. It's not like, you're supposed to get a test tube and start measuring it. No, you just watch what he does, watch the person does, and then just mimic it. Boom. That's cooking.
It's like the saying, teach a man to fish, you know?
Exactly.
The fact that you get to teach the younger generation how to make a proper meal for themselves.
Yeah.
I think it's not the fact that it's hard to do. Some people just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got to be in the kitchen for X amount of hours doing this. No, I'd rather have it handed to me. I'd rather go pay for it. It's already ready.
That's the whole business model of Uber Eats, man. Like,
Exactly. So if you can instill it into the younger generation at a proper age, bro, that when they grow up, they already have those skill sets. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, and believe it or not, cooking, being in the kitchen, like they say, working at McDonald's, you can work anywhere in the world because it's such a high-paced environment. You know, cutting skills, concentration, making sure everything's right. It takes effort. You know, you're right about people being handed to me, but when you're hungry and you don't have that money to buy that Uber Eats because that shit costs $15-20.
27.
Yeah. Bustan plate costs $25 now, bro. It used to be $16 with tax, and then Uber Eats comes to like 20. Now it's like 25.
No.
Yeah.
And people don't have $25. Let's be honest. Wow. It's a lot of money. It's like it's more than an hour job. Minimum wage is what, $14.50? What, you gotta work 2 hours just to eat?
Exactly.
Yeah, and don't get it wrong too. Like, we're lucky here. We're in North America. We have food, plenty of food stocked up in the grocery section.
Yeah.
You go to certain countries,
they don't have that.
They don't have that, man.
Even now, apparently, the baby product is very hard to find. Baby Tylenol,
baby aspirin and shit like that.
Yeah, it's very hard to find.
I was in Cuba.
Yeah,
Cuba, bro, they have nothing.
Yeah,
you go to the grocery store, it's all empty.
Wow.
They have like they have one thing of meat. It's chicken.
Wow.
All the other fridges are empty. They have one chicken that you can buy, and it costs like an arm and a leg. Like, a normal person from Cuba can't afford that.
Look at Venezuela. Like, look what's been going on there for years.
Getting a little better, but
is it finally? Because that was like
just decriminalized cocaine over there. No,
yeah. I think you can have up to 5 grams on you.
Yeah. Some crazy thing.
But like that's a humanitarian crisis that nobody was talking about. You know what I mean? It's like
exactly.
Imagine the grocery store only has a limited amount of food and they only have it on this one day, and then the word's out and now there's lineups for fucking miles for one grocery store. And if you ain't at the front of the line, you're not eating this week.
Yeah. And we're talking shortages, right? There's shortages coming everywhere now because of economy issues. What if it happens here? What happens here if we can't go in Uber Eats and go to McDonald's and you don't know how to cook yourself a meal?
Then you're off. Honestly, even right now, restaurants, a lot of prices, the reason why it goes up is because inflation is an all-time high.
Supply chain,
Bro, my potato bag used to cost $18. Now it costs like $27, $28, bro. So it's like...
The plate has to go up.
Yo, little things affects people that we don't know about. Like, you know, we think about, this guy hiked up the prices. But there's a story behind that. It's like The government just shows you one type of vibe, and that they don't really break down everybody hears inflation is high, but no one really understands that.
Yep.
No, and people just think about it's just your credit card, your mortgage.
Gas.
No, it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
It comes to a point where living costs are going up.
Everything goes up, yeah.
You know, so it's just best thing to do is you grab a sack of potatoes, bro. You cut it up, you skin it, you cook something out of it. You just throw a little bit of oil, salt, and pepper. That's a meal right there. Slice of potatoes, bro. You know, and cost what? $10 a sack of potato, 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that.
You gotta be smart with your spending. You gotta
budget.
Yeah, you gotta budget.
Believe it or not, a lot of people, the reason why they go broke is because they can't maintain what they're making, first of all, and then they don't budget themselves. You gotta have me, my brothers, my younger brother's my accountant. He's the one that does all my payroll. He does the one that does and he budgets everything perfectly.
It's like, bro, you can spend $25 this week. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. And you have to respect that, because business profit and margins you have to respect it. You know, you think that something simple as case, like takeout containers. Yo, bro, $1 makes a difference. You might go and be like, okay, that's $25, only get 200 of it. But yo, if you really break down the cost, that costs you like 11 cents per case. Let's just give an example. You rather pay 11 cents per case than 18 cents a case. Like that 7 cents really makes a difference.
Hell yeah, it does.
In the long term, it's like, me, I'm so grateful to have my younger brother to teach me things like that, because it's something that you're never going to learn that in school.
Unfortunately, you're not.
Never
It's
gonna
not
learn
part
that
of the
in school.
curriculum.
We mentioned language police before.
Yeah.
Do you have any issues at your restaurant yet? Or?
No, yo, thank God, alhamdulillah, I have no issues with the language police. Everything's written in French and English. Everything's besides a thing. Mama Khan is MAMAKHN, right? Outside my board, it says that. But in really business, it's MAMAN because it's French.
Mama.
So, but I'm not trying to put an N at the end of mama. I'm not trying to be maman or whatever it is. You know, I'm not trying to like that. That just throws my.
I'm sure
whole
all the
vibe.
hipsters butcher the name as it is. You don't want to throw an extra letter in there.
That N is like, I'm not trying to have that. You know, I'm trying to keep it literally mama, like mom.
Yeah.
Khan. You know, my last name. And the name my mom goes by in Parc Ex. Like literally every partner, my boys used to call my mom. My boys still calls my mom Mama Khan, you know? So it's like, I'd rather keep it MAMA. But legally wise, it's MAMAN.
Good. You're covered.
Yeah, I'm covered. Shout out to my little brother again. He's the one that made me covered it, you know?
But it's not even what's it called. If you really think about it, is mama like an actual English word that you can... I think it's a loophole. It's a legal loophole on that.
It's like
not
Best Buy,
mother, it's
right?
not
Best
mom.
Buy's in English, right?
Yeah, you know, I think it's something like that.
Yeah, it's like there's loopholes, but at the same time, you don't want to get caught in the end and be like, should have known better.
Yeah, exactly,
You know,
bro.
when
Because
you-
I mean,
when
like
you get away with the fun.
getting your business fucked with over a letter at the end of the day is like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and thank God, majority of my the names of my dishes is Pakistani. So like Chana, you can't make it French, no matter how bad you try.
Zuchana.
Yeah, dal, you can't make it French. You know, like you can't make certain dishes French. You know, so I'm blessed. For example, I remember once there was a problem with spaghetti.
Yeah, pat.
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 Yeah.
But who the hell calls it pat?
Nobody.
You know, so it's like.
That's what I was afraid of. Like, since they're having those issues with spaghetti and everything, maybe they're gonna attack everybody.
Yeah,
It
bro.
could be like, no, now we're inventing totally new words for all these items.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna have to roll with it.
Yeah. It's like,
So at least that didn't happen to you, bro.
thank God, man. I'm not down to pay these fines, man, to be honest with you.
No kidding, bro. How do they expect the economy to get out of this hole if you're going to be targeting small businesses like that, bro? It's like,
That's one thing I never understood.
me neither.
COVID, they were pushing the parking meter stuff. You know, they were pushing tickets. They were pushing all these different fines. Yo, don't you think COVID, you should be slowing down the fines and tickets because you know everybody's going through a hard time? You don't think the government's really for your people? No, they weren't. They were pushing fines. You park on a yellow line, it's a $180 ticket.
Nah, they need money for bike paths.
Yeah, and it's awful because they say they're for us, but in reality, no, it's like, you know how I say, it's like they push you one way and then they push you from the other way. They push you in a way where they trap you into a box. It's like, yeah, we're for you, but we're not for you. So it's like COVID happened. They didn't give no relief. They were giving people money out. But when you give young kids money out, what they're going to do? They're going to spend it. You did not set nothing up where you gave a central food bank and people came picked up food. Rice bag was half price. It was none of that. What they did is that they dumped money on people.
Go do whatever you want.
Go do whatever you want with it.
But pay it back.
But pay it back if you don't deserve it.
Yeah.
And fine line. So it's like, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day, and you just gotta find a way out, right? You gotta
100%, bro.
gotta find a way out.
I think having like a food bank situation, that giving back to people food and stuff like that would have made so much sense. It would have saved a lot of money for the government.
Yeah.
It does sound a little communist socialist, you know what I mean? Here, go pick up your rations. But at the end of the day, you got what you need.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I know a lot of people, bro. They got that $2,000.
They spent it.
Hookers,
They put it up their nose, bro. 100%.
That's what it was. People thought it was like free money out, but it wasn't free money. The government would never give you
There's
nothing
no
free.
such thing as
How
free,
many
bro.
people were like double scamming it?
Yeah, the syrup. You know how many people made off syrup?
Yeah, I know plenty of people that got like 6K.
Yeah,
How many
bro.
people that were working cash
on,
under
bro.
the table and collecting it?
Yeah.
Like,
But shout out to those immigrants making the money though.
Yeah. You gotta make the money somehow.
Yeah, you shout out to those guys under the table.
Fuck, where's the
Right there.
diamond?
Right there.
Getting to that time of the day.
It's right there.
Yeah,
Raziq's gotta grab this.
I gotta
gem.
grab the diamond.
Yeah.
Grab the diamond.
Please, I got some on my finger to be honest.
Oh shit. VVS outside.
Drop
no,
it
it's
like that.
SI.
That's all right, man. That's still a pretty good clarity rating right there, bro.
So, bro, drop a gem on the people out there.
Drop a gem.
To the restaurateurs, to the hustlers.
Okay, one gem I'll tell you guys that I keep it to myself. Like I use it to myself. Is that you have to make sure your heart's in it before you get in it. That's my bar, because a lot of people want to do something. For example, it could be something simple as playing a sport. If you're doing a sport out of you want to gain something out of it, you're never gonna make it nowhere. If you're doing something out of the pleasure from your inside, you're gonna make it out of it. A lot of people twist it up. A lot of people do things and they go like, for example, I want to make money. What's the best way to make money? Oh, I'm gonna do this. But if your heart's not in it, you're never gonna reach that level. What I'm talking about is levels of things. There's level 1, 2, and 3. Let's give an example. You could be the best basketball player, but out of pure, like you're just amazing at it. Talented. But that's not going to get you that scholarship. That's not going to get you that NBA contract. What's going to get you an NBA contract is your work ethic, your intentions, your heart, determination. That comes from the inside. That's something you can't buy. You cannot buy heart. That's something you grow up with. It's either you have it or you don't have it, or you learn it real quick. And that's something that I've been blessed at a young age, that you have to make sure you know what you're doing, and you have to be conscious about it. You can't do it for the wrong reasons, because when you do it for the wrong reasons, it's good for a year, 2 years, and after that, it's gonna blow back. 100%. Whatever you do in the dark comes out in the light. You have to keep it nice, clean, straight A, and it pays back. Good things happen. I believe in at the end of the day, what I believe in, good things happen to those who are genuinely good. It could be, for example, that guy who sells drugs because he can't pay his bills. He's gonna do that for a certain amount of years. After that, he's gonna find a better way to approach things. You know, that's what usually majority of guys do. Those who stay for a long time, they get fucked. Sorry if I swore. I don't know how it works.
You're good.
no, you're allowed to
So
fucking swear.
that's how it works, you know. And you have to make sure at the end of the day, you have to make sure your heart's in it before you get in it. That's my bar.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
You need heart. You need heart to be in the business. You know what I mean? You need to be a good person.
Yeah.
Good vibes, attract good vibes. So
And it shows you have a lot of heart. Like, you're a very respectable dude.
Thank you so
and
much.
you look amazing in the coat too.
Yeah. I had to bring my swag.
I
up.
just noticed the kicks, man. This shit's,
Kicks, too.
you're gonna have to get a shot of the kicks.
I was gonna bring
I
my.
get kicked in the head with that.
He's outside right
I
now.
wanted to bring my diamond chain, but I had to be respectful, you know. I didn't want
wanna floss too
to.
much.
Yeah, I didn't want to floss too much, you know. So I had to keep it a little humble, you know.
Yeah, bro, he's gonna make us look like bums over here.
Nah, not even.
Speak for yourself.
Tell the people where they can find Mama Khan's restaurant.
So basically, you can find us in different ways. You can find us physical store at 4135 St.Denis. It's right on St.Denis Rachel. You're going to see a big sign that says Mama Khan. You can find us on Instagram, Mama Khan MTL. You can find us on Facebook. Instagram, I'll be honest with you, we're not a really Instagram type of, like, I'm the one that does the marketing, and I'm not no marketing guy, you know?
Got you.
I can't take photos properly. It's very new to us, you know? It's very new to me as well. So it's like, I'm not a photogenic person at the same time. This is my first ever podcast. This is my first time ever being on a recording platform type of vibe, you know? So it's like something that I'm going to have to get used to, because I feel like the direction that we're going towards is that type of direction where might be my first step to, like, you guys inviting me, coming on here, and you guys inviting me, and thank you again. And this might be my first step to something bigger, right?
Yeah, you dipped your toe in the water, bro.
Dip my toe in my water, exactly. So it's like, that's where you can find us. I'm Mama Khan MTL, in store, in person. We're a very open restaurant. You can message about anything. What we also have is a program called Too Good To Go. But I'm trying to, like, that I'm trying to make my own program. Basically, what that is that at the end of the day, whatever food we don't sell, we give it a discounted price.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So that's something that I really don't publicize on my Mama Khan, like on the Instagram. But that's something I want to say right now is that basically, if you guys ever need food, at the end of the day, we have leftover food and we give out for a very cheap price. So basically, you pay $13, you get food that's worth $36.
That's dope, bro.
So it's like
'Cause most restaurants just toss that shit in the dumpster.
Nah, we can't do that because at the same time, my mother is in the back and she's very strict. She looks at it because remember, my mom's an immigrant.
Yeah,
you know,
Can't waste.
You can't.
you can't waste that stuff. You know, plus it's fresh food. It's like rice. Rice doesn't go bad until like the fourth day. And plus everything that we cook is the day of.
Yeah.
So it's like it's fresh food. Like I have so many people that come and tell like the program we have, the Too Good to Go. People tell me like I can't find you guys some days because some days it's sold out. So what I do is I give them my number. I have a personal connection with them. I'll be like, message me if you need the food. I'll try to hook you up. Whatever I have left over, I try hooking you up. So I have a couple of clients that come based off just that, and we're trying to just, like I said before, we're trying to build and be better.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, go check out Mama Han. The food was delicious.
Yeah, honestly, it was really, really
Thank
good.
you
It
so
was really,
much.
really good.
My pleasure, guys.
And what's it called? The hospitality. He brought it to us, but
Yeah.
you got it. You know, you got to go there. They're going to treat you like you're at home. So go check it out. Thank you for watching another episode of the Hustle Podcast. We out.
The Hustle. My name is Steve Aramopoulos, and these are my co-hosts.
And I'm Tech Luciano. You may have heard me on radio, you may have never heard of me at all, but that's okay.
Y'all gon' learn today. Your whole life was a struggle, had to make it out the jungle. This is a show for you. Welcome to the hustle. Under pressure, never break a fold. Keep chasing your goals until you blow. Now, welcome to the hustle. Take money, make money, build a future forever. Even in stormy weather, we execute for treasure. The grind is real, you know. Got the willpower, Terrence Howard, hustle and flow. Rain, sleep, or snow. The odds against me for sure. I kick down them